What's up, everybody? Welcome to IGN Game Soup. I am your host, Damon Hatfield. Joining me this week is Matt Kim, Sam Claiborne, and we're trying to Skype Tina Aminian. She's still in Europe, but we're having some technical difficulties. Let's just bring her on in. Welcome, Tina.
I hope you liked our goof. We spent a lot of time on it.
It's a good goof. We have fun here.
We do.
We've got a great show for you planned this week. I had a couple weeks off.
Don't say that ahead of the show.
No, that's what I always say at the head of the show.
I know, it jinxes it. Every time we've never had a great show.
The past
the last two.
Did you not say we've got a great show for you?
I probably said that because I just hear it in my head over and over again.
Yeah. Of course, I took a couple weeks off to herald the arrival of my son, which we had a couple weeks ago, and he's great. My wife is great. Everybody's great. It's been an interesting 2 weeks, I can tell you that.
A sleepless 2 weeks.
Sleepless in San Francisco.
So I lost all credibility with the audience once I said Daemon is out. He's a father, and then everybody's like, can't tell if Sam is joking. And then the second week there were just things that came up that were like, we left a Sonic song in by accident. That was absolutely an accident. And people are like, can't tell if Sam's joking.
Well,
I like it.
It's always a joke when you're hosting.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Wow, that actually sounded way meaner now.
Just gonna let that one slide.
There was a giant Tina, come on.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
Everything was a goof.
No, thank you, Sam, for taking over while I was gone. It was unexpected because
I don't know if I'd call it that.
We had a contingency plan. Our due date was yesterday, so
I had to remove it from my calendar because
our
it was
son
inaccurate.
arrived a couple weeks early. He was very excited, and we had a whole plan that Tina was going to host when she got back from Gamescom, but everything got jumbled. But I'm glad we were able to.
My plans.
I'm glad we were able to bring Giant Tina in last week. That was pretty good. Very sorry I missed CJ's last episode, but it sounds like you guys had a lot of fun with the music game.
Yeah, but his 20 questions was terrible.
Yeah. Well, it would have been.
There was a bag of milk.
There was also a bag of milk.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
that. Makes up for it.
Oh boy. So Damon, I'm just going to catch you up in the last two episodes.
Please.
That's
I skimmed them. I skimmed them.
So he didn't bring a bag of milk into the office.
Okay.
He had somebody send him a bag for milk.
What do you mean? He couldn't just get a bag?
Emptied. Yeah, because you can't ship them or whatever.
What?
Because they have different disease cows in Canada.
But it was actually a bag that was used for milk.
Yeah.
That had been emptied and that was shipped.
Okay. And he filled it with milk.
Couldn't you just get a Ziploc bag and fill it with milk and that's fine?
Yeah, you would think so, but these are so specific.
Yeah.
And they have to fit in that.
It's got to be regulation.
What is the pitcher that you have? The milk pitcher?
The milk pitcher.
Milk pitcher, yeah.
Yes. Well, the technical term is milk pitcher.
The milk container.
That's all the scoops we have.
That's all the scoops that we have for you. No, there's actually a lot to talk about. There's been a lot of news coming out of Gamescom and then a lot of exciting game announcements this week. So let's get right back into it. Let's try to get back on track here. Okay. I'm back. I took a couple weeks off. Yeah. Let's begin with the Disney game remakes that were just announced this week. Aladdin and Lion King being remade and re-released this fall, and this is including both the separate Genesis and Super Nintendo versions of Aladdin, and then the Lion King.
No, just the Genesis version of Aladdin.
Whoa, wait a minute. It doesn't include the Super Nintendo?
Yeah, and there's a couple reasons this might be happening.
Wait a minute.
One is that the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin was developed by Capcom in Japan, led up by Shinji Mikami, creator of Resident Evil. And Capcom did not make the American one. Virgin Interactive did. And so these are all Virgin games on this collection. So
that's right.
Capcom's been wrapping up their own collections after that one Mega Man collection on Digital Eclipse.
Yeah. Then
Capcom did the second one.
Yeah, they only did the first.
So I think they're trying to, if I had to assume what's going on here, Capcom wants to do their own collections right now. And we have some evidence of that also for this other Mega Man.
Yeah, they also announced the Mega Man Zero collection, which we'll get to in a second. But
yeah, so it doesn't have...
I misunderstood.
So you will never know what the better Aladdin is because you have to just get them in cartridges.
Well, we know.
Because this would be the first time we would be playing it.
I didn't realize how popular the Genesis version of Aladdin was. Third best-selling Sega Genesis game of all time.
That's crazy.
Wow.
4 million copies.
People really like those animations.
Yeah, it was a big deal at the time. I remember that's the version that I hadn't played, and then my cousins had it, and a bunch of friends at school had the Genesis version, and everyone talked about the animation. Mm-hmm. So good.
So you were SNES, you're saying?
What's that?
You were SNES, you're saying?
I was SNES, I'm saying.
He was Genesis.
Or Aladdin.
Only because that's just what I experienced.
You were?
I played the Genesis version. I never played the Super Nintendo version, although
we have it in the office now.
It is apparently. That's apparently the superior version.
No, the true version that nobody talks about. Which is the Game Boy version.
The Game Boy version.
And that's in this collection.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, it's not.
Yeah, it is. The Game Boy versions are in the collection.
I'm so confused.
And the Game Gear versions are that's not in this collection, but the Game Gear versions of those games, the Lion King is supposed to be like the definitive Lion King game is on Game Gear. It looks worse, but it plays really good. And that's what the deal is with Aladdin and Super Nintendo. Like, it just doesn't look as good. It just doesn't. But it looks good, and it's a lot more fun. We've been playing.
Abu looks good.
Yeah.
So
He animates.
But explain why it's more fun.
It's really I didn't play enough of the Genesis version, so I'll just speak to why I liked Aladdin SNES version. Gotcha. It's super hard and it's like super regimented, so you have to do things in a very particular way. I mean, it's like any platformer, I suppose. It's that spirit from a platformer where you have to memorize a level, especially that like flying carpet lava level.
I beat it.
Yeah, you did. You did good. But obviously you can rewind in these editions, which I'm not a huge fan of because it doesn't really get at the heart of the experience, which is just restarting over and over and trading off the controller.
But wait till you play a bad game that you really want to see the rest of.
Yeah, well, that's fair. The rewind ability is good for that one.
But I never played the Super Nintendo version. First of all, I owe the audience an apology. I've been talking about the Aladdin for Genesis for years and making jokes about how bad the Super Nintendo version is, and even arguing with people about it.
Where did you even get that preconception?
Because I was like a shitty little kid.
You have to like align in your camp.
But you're a Nintendo kid.
That's what's so weird. No, I have played the Super Nintendo Aladdin before, and I've always played the first level, which I think you just beat this time.
Yeah.
We were playing it this week.
That's the simplest one.
But it's annoying.
kind of burned through
It is simple, and when you compare it to the Genesis version, the Genesis first level is actually like really cool and pretty and different. But putting all that aside, once you get deep into Super Nintendo Aladdin, it has these Bionic Commando kind of things where it's these swinging puzzles where you're swinging from thing to thing. You're not jumping a lot. You can bound off of things, including enemies. So it
Like
feels
bats.
like bats or stalactites or
Scorpio.
mites you can bound off of, and tights you can swing off. That's how you remember it. Bound or swing.
Also, I guess crap, I forget what they call it in the parchment that you get, the scroll, the parachute,
Just gonna
essentially.
talk about that.
Yeah, that particular ability just completely changes the game. And then depending on your lives, once you die at a certain point in time and you continue, you don't have it anymore. And that makes it much more complicated, especially the genie level, where you really need to be able to glide onto his little hand platform.
There's a Mario tail cape equivalent, which lets you float when you jump, right? And so as she's saying, like it goes away if you lose it
Or glide, I
lives
guess,
or whatever.
yeah.
So if you really want to play this game, it's like, like Gradius or whatever, like you have to keep your power-ups. Because if you lose your power-ups, it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
So it
all
has
the
that
levels
thing to
are
it.
really charming too, because it goes through like phases of the movie essentially. So when you're in the lava level, it's just you're flying through on your magic carpet and you're about to be struck by 1,000 things and the corridor is narrowing as you go, which the end of that level gets really tough. And Sam did it on one try, which was impressive. But then you have like the genie level, which is
I
like
think I
really
did it in like
whimsical.
25 tries.
No, the first parts we did in 25 parts, but then when you finally got to where it got really narrow, you just killed it in one.
But that was cool.
Yeah.
Do you think the Bionic Commando connection comes from it being developed by Capcom?
It could be. I mean, that's a really interesting line to draw. But I'll tell you what definitely comes from Capcom. Were you gonna thank Master D? Because that's just Hitler.
No, I never think I am Master D for all intents and purposes.
Don't say that. That was what they called Hitler. in
He's
that game.
reappropriating it.
Yeah.
Damon.
You want to be
D for Damon.
You want to be Damon Rad Spencer.
Damon Rad Spencer.
There you go. So the other Capcom connection here is that you played a boss. I didn't get to play this boss, but it was like a boss like wielding like a scimitar, and he had this like boss pattern, and it wasn't so bad, but it was DuckTales. So like it was a DuckTales boss where like it's a simple boss and learn the pattern, or like a Mega Man boss, and so it had this like very Capcom feel to it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was great.
I think it's interesting that Disney hired two different developers to make two different versions of this game for different
going
platforms.
on? We have a whole
What?
article about the two different version things this week.
Well, overall, yeah, Genesis versus SNES.
Yeah.
Because there's other games which
Interesting.
are just different on both. Like Tasmania
Yeah.
was a fun example.
Also different versions?
Yeah, completely
so
different.
weird.
One's a platformer
Like-
on Genesis. One's like a racing type thing. I had both of those when I was a kid.
Like if Disney wanted to make a Frozen 2 game, they would just hire one studio and then they would port it to every platform.
Right.
I don't know why they would.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Two
either.
completely different developers.
And then there's the Lion King in this collection too, which
Yeah.
is like
that one I've never played.
it's famous for having a really hard level early on. Casey DeFreitas likes it a lot, and I talked to her about it yesterday. And she was saying that like there's people are really upset with this difficulty curve in it, and that's what's fixed in the Game Gear one. But yeah, that's all I really know. It looks so pretty. Like I've watched video of it, and it was really good looking.
Do you know who's handling this remake? What studio?
I do. It's Digital Eclipse.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then it's in good hands.
Yeah, so I talked to Mike Micah yesterday, who has Digital Eclipse, and not for this release or anything, and I was just saying congratulations. But I'm really excited because they did the SNK 40th collection, which you reviewed, and they did the Disney Afternoon collection, which I reviewed. And what they do is that stuff you're talking about, like the rewind button and stuff. Like those are things they play with. But they also added this thing where you can watch somebody play through the game perfectly, and any frame you can hop in and take over. It's like really cool. Yeah, it's not a video. It's like an actual playthrough in the emulation. I think that's so smart.
They also did the Street Fighter collection, I believe, which is really good. Oh, yeah. It says this new version of Aladdin has difficulty adjustments, camera refinements, which I think is interesting because there wasn't any like camera work in the original game.
That might be like in Mario World, how you can push forward. That came up while we were playing, but that was the Super Nintendo version.
Where you can like look,
we were like,
look
you'd
ahead
be
or
up
down.
on a platform.
when you're on a platform
and you
and
can't look down.
Maybe they added that.
That's part of the challenge, guys.
Yeah.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Yeah, in some games you can like duck and then the camera will go down in 2D. And maybe they augmented that.
I do actually genuinely feel, because when you make that little leap of faith, that's when you realize like this is the pattern. I have to memorize that. It does feel like part of the charm, part of the experience.
Yeah, so I mean, I love revisiting old games, and there's games like Aladdin which are playable and fun. And I really like that they give you the tools for the games that aren't playable and fun, because I still want to know about those games. And there's like plenty of games that are too difficult for me to get through now that I've never played when I was a kid that I want to experience. And it's good to have that.
And then what's the official name for this package?
And off the top of my head, it's called like Disney Classics Aladdin and Lion King.
Did you guys see the promotional image of the box art that they sent out in the press release?
Oh, yeah.
There was a typo.
What was it?
There is a typo.
Where they said, hey, it collects Aladdin and the Loin King.
That'd be a different game.
Yeah.
Easy and bad typo to make.
Not rated E for everyone.
Here's the problem, and I need everybody to be on board with this.
Here we go.
Everybody out there.
Here we go.
Don't point those out to the developers. You did. Somebody immediately tweeted at Digital Eclipse.
Just let it
about
happen.
this.
Just
we
be
need
cool.
it to be printed that way. All right. It's not. It's much funnier if I have that on a box.
That's
Keep it cool. Okay.
Yeah.
and much more valuable if you had that on box.
Yeah, for sure.
You
But
want
I have
the Loin King edition.
Yeah. I have the Resident Evil Revelatons. Do you remember that? It got printed.
I do remember that.
The spine has a misprint on it.
Another famous one is the Akami box art, the Wii one, which includes IGN's watermark on it.
Yeah.
Just the greatest day in box art screw ups.
Do we have one of those in the office?
I don't.
We have no games
but I
in our
don't know
office
if it
anymore.
ever.
They're all in storage.
Yeah,
It's making me
that's
mad.
true. I don't know if the Akami one was actually like printed and shipped, or if we noticed it beforehand. I can't remember. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, there was an early version of Akami.
It was
for
printed and
Wii.
shipped, and you could order. They would send you a fixed version.
Fixed
Oh,
version.
that's funny.
It's great.
You were working probably at IGN
I was,
at that time,
yeah.
right? I'd missed that.
Can we request an unfixed version? Can we be like, hey, give us one with the logo on it?
We'll just print it out ourselves.
I mean, yeah,
make it
it's pretty
ourselves.
easy to.
I bet it's an eBay thing.
Okay, well, the Disney remake collection is coming sometime this fall. Still waiting on a release date for that. But we do have a release date for another collection. The Mega Man Zero and ZX Legacy Collections. Those are going to be out on January 21st, 2020. This is the third in the series of Mega Man collections. After Mega Man Legacy Collection, Mega Man X Legacy Collection, now the Zero games.
So this is a notable collection because it has like 20 games in it. I don't remember playing any of them, but I did.
It has 6 games in it.
20 games. I don't remember.
20 minus 14 games.
Yeah.
Is what it has.
Well, maybe it has the Game Gear versions. We don't know.
Well, it's cool. These are all Nintendo platform games. They're all on Game Boy Advance and Nintendo DS. And now they're going to be on every platform.
Exclusives.
That's pretty
Now they're
cool.
on
There was a collection of these games before on the 3DS.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I think only included so there's the Zero and then the ZX games. And
Yes.
I think the 3DS ones only collected the Zero games. And then
Yeah,
this
because
one-
I think the ZX games were the DS games.
Right, and then those got included in this upcoming one.
Yeah. So it's Mega Man 0, 02, 03, 04, ZX, and ZX Advent.
What naming?
Yeah, that's very
No
Japanese.
sense. Those games are like clunky and okay.
Oh, settle down.
They're fine.
Settle down. They're all developed by Anycreates.
But I don't like how Zero runs.
He runs weird.
He can dash.
Can't dash.
And
they're fine.
and he can wall jump.
I don't feel good about this, but I do associate memories of this with emulating Game Boy Advance and like when I was a lot younger, and like that shouldn't have even been possible, but it was.
Yeah, you could emulate Game Boy Advance games back in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And you did, and that's how you played these games.
I think I played probably Zero, maybe 02. Zero Two doesn't make any sense. These names are stupid.
Those games are also incredibly hard.
They're very hard, yeah. And they change up the formula a little bit where it's not like there's like a hub world and you can freely travel between all the different worlds and you take missions within each world. It's not like you select a boss and go after him, defeat that one boss, and then move on to the next one.
Yeah, there's also this won't have a rewind feature, so those hard games will still be hard.
They do
it
have
might.
like an adjusted save feature though. Like,
Yeah.
But it's like these, yes. So the last collection just had like a single save state per game. Like they just don't do the same thing that digital.
And I'm not sure you can save it anytime you want. I think they added a checkpoint.
Yeah, like a checkpoint in the middle. Of the
Mid-mission.
level.
Yeah. That's it.
That's not great.
But again, it's indie creates. The guys that did Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, they did Blaster Master 0 and 02. It's a really good 2D action platform.
They also
cool.
look really good. I
Yeah.
think that's what strikes
very
me
cool,
most about these ones.
The last era of like sprites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
You know,
they're very
there's like
pretty.
fake sprite games like Shovel Knight now.
Well, we'll talk about Shovel Knight too.
Let's.
Segue.
I forgot the statue.
Oh man, I learned something disturbing about Shovel Knight.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't reveal that on the show. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That,
Is that a big spoiler? That
was a good one.
I guess it is, yeah.
nightmares.
But I beat the game. I don't remember that. You'll never know what we're talking about. Wipe it from your minds.
So Sam, are you not going to play the Mega Man Zero Legacy Collection?
I'll give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl. All right. What about Matt and Tina?
Well, I've never played them before, so on your recommendation, I might.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah? Should I? Sam's glowing review is really selling me on it.
They're very pretty, very hard. That's all I've got.
Yeah.
to say
I
about
think
it.
that's true.
Yeah.
I think it's cool they're being preserved and put out on more platforms. But I would admit that as the Mega Man pantheon goes, this isn't up there with the Mega Man series or even the Mega Man X series for me. But Zero is a very cool character, and he uses a sword. So
Does
is
it have
that?
a ponytail?
Yeah.
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 Did we argue about this once?
There's no argument.
Yeah, I think
he has
there's
a
an
ponytail.
argument.
Like, is it a ponytail? Is it a bun?
I think it
What
was.
kind of argument?
I think it was if it was a ponytail or a scarf.
Well, it comes out the top
I
of
mean,
his head.
it's so long at that point. It should be called like a horse mane.
Yeah.
Right?
A mane. Is
Man
pretty
man.
good.
Man.
Oh, a bot man
Main man.
is man. That would be a great enemy.
The bosses in this are also not men. They're like, they have complicated names like
Yeah.
they do in Mega Man X.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
That's
But they're very cool. But I'm also very bad at the Mega Man games, like in general.
Yeah.
Like across the series, I'm routinely bad at all of them.
difficult games.
Yeah, they're tough.
They are tough.
All right, Mega Man Zero Legacy Collection is out January 21st, 2020. But speaking of Shovel Knight, new Shovel Knight game announced this week, and it sounds awesome. Shovel Knight Dig, collaboration between the Shovel Knight guys and the SteamWorld Dig guys.
Okay.
Right?
Is that right?
Oh, is that not true?
I don't know what the connection between this and Dig is unless it's like a friendly nod.
I thought they were making a SteamWorld Dig game with Shovel Knight.
I think it's just a Shovel Knight game.
Someone quickly Google.
Yeah.
Man,
Well, I tried to.
when I'm not coming into the office every day, I misunderstand some of the game news.
But the point is that it's a Shovel Knight game where you move downwards.
So not a SteamWorld Dig game
We're
with Shovel
confirming.
Knight. Okay.
Working
We
on
We have a reporter on it.
Best reporter.
How can they shouldn't
And we
be
can say that he's our best reporter.
Yeah.
It's true.
He's our only reporter.
Doesn't take away
but
from
also
the best.
Yeah. Doesn't mean he's not
Absolutely the
Exactly.
best.
the best. Yeah. Well,
Oh, he's
hold on.
getting that scoop face going over there.
It's just because I can't read with my phone so far away from my face. Hold on.
Oh, you can bring it up. No one cares.
Feel free to bring it up.
Yeah,
and-
I'm
Were you
constantly
secretly,
phone in hand.
Like you can at least put your
shouldn't-
hand up to your ear. Just getting this in.
you shouldn't be able to
on top of the
name your
headset,
game
on the top of the
something Dig unless it's a SteamWorld Dig game.
right.
Yeah.
That's what.
But he also has a shovel, which you
Yeah, and
use
he's
to dig.
digging.
Yeah.
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 I thought it was just like a friendly nod. I
Yeah.
can't believe we're still talking about this. Like
It's
we
a
don't.
collaboration between Yacht Club, which made the original Shovel Knight,
Nailed it.
and Nitrome, which
Who's Nitrome?
they made.
The existential
They're
question they
a,
ask themselves all the time.
British indie company who's made a bunch of charming indie games
And they didn't make SteamWorld Dig. All
that they did not make Steam. No,
right. This is
embarrassing.
This is a real scoop, Jim.
This is becoming less exciting for me by the minute.
Well, not for me. I mean, I think Shovel Knight is really great, and I watched the trailer, and the trailer looks really cool. There's
Looks cute.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you're moving downwards, you're still platforming in that Scrooge McDuck style where you have to bounce off things when you fall, and then there's
You can jump on a block with spikes and it kills people.
there's a straight up just Zelda rupees in it.
Actually, I'm bad at Mega Man, but I'm good at Shovel Knight. So
Wow.
Listen, we need to have a tough conversation because you keep bringing this up. on the internet, you never say you're bad at games.
Oh, right. I'm great at Mega Man, but I'm
Like, I didn't
at
want
all
to put you
video
on the
games.
spot here, but there's just no way you can
Never show
review-
weakness.
You never show weakness.
Exactly.
You can
Smell blood in the water.
We're
Did you hear what Tina was saying about she didn't even want a rewind feature in this game
No.
because
Yeah,
only babies
tough.
use that? That's what you are doing right now,
No,
is
we-
admitting you're a baby.
This is a new era. We have to be open with our vulnerabilities and weaknesses.
Not on
I like
internet.
both perspectives. I'm going to remain neutral on this one.
Okay.
You weighed in.
Okay.
I made a joke. That's all I do.
Shovel Knight Dig, not a SteamWorld Dig tie-in game, but you do.
Can
we just rewind this
I'm
whole
just
thing?
so sorry.
You do dig
Look,
your
we're all
way.
rusty. None of us did work for the last 2 weeks. We had a baby to take care of.
It's a collaborative environment at IGN.
It takes a
It
village.
does.
I mean, it was really weird for Matt.
Yeah, I just joined and they were like, hey.
Here's a baby.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right.
Thanks for taking the 2 a.m. shift.
So you had no other topics to talk about with this game except for that it's a SteamWorld dig.
That's why I was excited.
Aw.
I heard
We
Shovel
crushed
Knight
his dream.
Dig was announced, and it's a collaboration with, and I was like, wow, it's a SteamWorld Dig game with Shovel Knight. I'm totally on board.
Well, maybe after this episode, they'll make one.
Yeah, maybe.
This is the original pitch.
The SteamWorld guys are friends of IGN, so.
Not anymore.
Man, I feel like if you can name your game X Dig, that means something.
It's far too
It
misleading.
used to mean something. It used to mean something to say your game name Dig.
I like how dig, a word that was traditionally associated with a shovel, has now only become associated with
SteamWorld Dig.
Which doesn't have shovels, right? It's like
Yeah.
Steam implements.
It used to be associated with The Dig, the Lucas Arts adventure.
I owned that game when I was a kid. It was real boring.
Really? I've never played that
Very
one.
pastel. You just, oh man. Those adventure games.
Doesn't have the sense of humor that the Monkey Island games
It
do.
didn't have a sense. I think it took itself really seriously. It's an Orson Scott Card joint.
Wow. All right.
So I wanted to see what other dig games were out there. It's just the dig and then a lot of like
Nailed
app
it.
games.
And then what?
Like just a lot of like mobile games. Dig it,
shovel
dig
it.
out. I dig
Flappy
it.
Dig.
Dig away, dig to hell.
Dig it.
Stickman
Dig
Dig.
I dig it expeditions.
How did you do this?
I just did dig game.
Okay. Well,
The real reporting.
what? So
Yeah.
tell me, what do you think this game actually is? They say dig your way down an ever-changing chasm of mysteries. A roguelike game?
That's what it sounds
That's
like.
what we heard is that it was roguey.
Yeah.
Roguey.
Rogie.
And we don't
The
say
technical
roguelike
term.
anymore. We
No.
prefer roguey.
Every adventure is different.
coined that.
Shovel Knight Dig levels have been meticulously crafted and stitched together using proprietary generation techniques for infinite replayability.
Oh, yeah. That's Rogie. That's
Yeah.
Rogie as hell.
Hella roguey.
But not SteamWorldy.
No.
They also say the first Shovel Knight adventure.
Wait, is Shovel Knight a robot?
Well, his face.
Can't
is
talk about it.
Yeah. I don't know.
We've seen what's beneath the helmet, but what's beneath the armor?
Yeah.
That's the real mystery.
that-
Half
That's a
man,
good
half
point.
whatever.
Yeah. Right. Is Duke? Oh, not Duke Nukem. What's his name in Wolfenstein?
BJ Black.
BJ.
BJ
Is he a
Blazkowicz?
robot?
Wait, that's in Duke. That's in Doom.
No,
You're
BJ. Is he a robot?
BJ's a man.
He is now.
Right.
Spoilers.
He's more machine than man. I don't know. I just don't know where
that's
it tilts
cyborg,
over.
right?
Well, if it
Robots
tilts
are
over
just-
at 50%.
Robots don't have any organic material.
Okay,
Do they?
Cyborg.
Do they?
Gross ones.
I don't know. Have you seen Bicentennial Man?
That movie sucks.
I think there's an NES game for that.
Really?
No
I
way.
think so. There's
Robin
definitely
Williams
one
in
for
it?
toys.
Yeah.
There is one for toys.
There is one for toys.
Yeah.
Did you play toys?
No, I for our poll, I was thinking about Disney. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, we're looking it up. Bicentennial Man scared.
I don't think there's a game.
I didn't
It
like-
scared you as a kid?
I didn't like the robot design. I thought it
Yeah.
was creepy.
Yeah, the
Just type
movie's
in
creepy.
SNES.
Look how creepy it is.
Yeah, it's creepy as heck.
It's creepy.
and a
But he gets
terrible
a
movie.
face.
It's a
Yeah.
I don't think there was a game on Bicentennial Man.
Okay, well, thanks. I hate it.
But we're spreading lots of misinformation on this show, so that's fine.
Look, there's a new scoop in town, and it's just a lie.
No, there's a Bicentennial
Scoop
Man
means
game.
lie.
They partnered with SteamWorld. It's Bicentennial Dig.
Bicentennial dig.
There's no shovel in it.
no shovel.
This is the first Shovel Knight adventure in glorious high-color pixel graphics and sound. What was the original Shovel Knight? Not
glorious.
what? It was just regular
Low color.
low-color
low
pixel
Less
and
glorious.
sound.
8.8 low color.
Fluid animation, scaling, rotation, and parallax create the most convincing Shovel Knight world yet.
It does look so pretty, the parallax, and even just in the little campfire scene that's in the other Shovel Knight 2.
But that didn't have it. This game has it.
Yeah, that was in low color.
Yeah.
You can really tell.
That's the dig.
Well,
How long are you going to stretch out this segment?
oh, okay, we can move on. If you want to talk about Telltale, move into some
God, I don't.
depressing news.
Done.
Sure, Sam. Yeah. Let's end the fun news. That wasn't the right music cue. The correct cue was
Now that's revival music.
Pretty
That
good.
was real cool.
that's Shovel Knight.
Really?
That's Shovel Knight.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about Telltale. Telltale is being sort of reborn now. Some company has purchased whatever was left of Telltale, and they're going to kickstart it.
So you did the
back up.
reporting on
Not
this.
kickstart it, but they're going to get it going again.
What's going on?
Well, so funny enough, I've been writing about Telltale for 3 years across 2 different outlets.
Yeah.
And
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's unclear, right? So a different company with no
LCG Entertainment.
LCG Entertainment with no prior history with Telltale whatsoever picked it up after Telltale officially technically closed last year, and so it was a revival of the name and some IP, but as far
What
as
does IP mean?
intellectual property.
I'm not sure everyone knows.
What does that mean?
Licenses and
Licenses
games
and games. The rights to make
Properties.
things of the,
of other things that were already made.
And which ones did they retain?
they've retained the Warner Brother ones, so Batman and The Wolf Among Us, which is based on the comic book Fables, and they've also retained their original Telltale IPs, including like Puzzle Agent and Sam
Which-
and Max.
Well, that's not an original one.
Right,
but
right.
They
They
may
do have Sam and Max?
I don't actually. I thought Sam and Max was a Telltale thing.
Lucas.
Oh, is it? No, never mind. Then.
Yeah.
Maybe. I actually don't know about that one, but it's Puzzle Agent for sure. Really. But yeah, and so the new owners say that they're excited to relaunch this like storied brand, and they want to bring back people from the previous iteration of Telltale into the fold. But weirdly enough, they're just like in like freelance capacity with the potential of going full time. So that's like not a ironclad promise, which is kind of worrisome.
So is this like a situation where they bought the rights in the name, but like doesn't seem like they have a plan?
I mean,
Sure does so far. We don't know enough though. Like
true.
this, it's just what they've. It's just what's kind of come out from reporting, and we do know the licenses they're definitely not picking back up, which is what Minecraft and then the Marvel
Minecraft,
stuff.
Marvel, and we knew before that The Walking Dead was already bought out by Skybound, which is
Right.
the holding company for Robert Kirkman's.
Should we pick up Minecraft?
We should buy Minecraft. Yeah,
just
yeah.
as a
I hear
script?
it's big.
not as IGN though.
video
Let's
games.
keep it within GameScoop.
Yeah, games.
Right.
Games.
Yeah.
Craft. I like that. We could do Minecraft Dig.
We could do Minecraft Dig. You just did digging is the whole
No,
thing.
we'll
you do
add
in that game.
digging. That'll be our special
No,
thing.
okay. I think we should take out digging from Minecraft.
I like that too.
Minecraft,
Just cutting down trees.
Minecraft, no dig.
No dig.
Minecraft, can't you dig it? That's what we'll call it.
The answer is
No, you can't. The sequel.
I think the most important detail that's being lost in the shuffle here is what happened to the Homestar Runner license.
Oh boy.
Where did that go?
The
Strong Bad's cool game for
Ask them the
attractive
hard
people.
questions.
And that was an early Telltale game?
And it was
was,
great.
yeah.
That
was a long
It
time ago.
5-episode game. That was really good.
They've been through many licenses, and
Yeah.
we're juggling like 20 at a time, basically.
I
Which was
think
part
they-
of why they.
I think they way overstretched themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. With not a staff to support
Too
it.
many expensive licenses, too many games, an oversaturation of very samey feeling
Real
games.
quick turnaround. I don't know if people knew this, but like episodes for seasons in games were being made within weeks.
Yeah.
And last minute changes were happening literally days before ship.
Yeah.
It was insane.
But
People
there
were
also
working on
wasn't
multiple
like
projects at once.
Yeah.
there also wasn't a set schedule where you could expect the new episode at a certain time. So you'd like play through an episode of Walking Dead, and then you'd be like, "Well, we'll see
Guess
when
that's
I
it for
play
a few months.
the next one."
I do feel like the Netflix release of those might have been just better. Like maybe they should switch that. The episodic was way too long.
you could buy them all on one disc.
yeah. I mean, if you were going to
Eventually,
wait, but
yeah.
it just felt weird.
I actually like, to go against that, I actually like when you get it by a schedule set by the developer, publisher, whoever.
Yeah.
Because like Disney, to move it over to entertainment for a second, Disney Plus isn't doing the Netflix style
Yeah.
binge sessions thing. And I like that because then you can make a conversation out of it week by week. But yeah, waiting potentially months is confusing.
You're also always on the same page
Yeah.
for the most part with everyone. Whereas
Spoilers are easier to deal with.
all of Stranger Things season 3 comes out and everyone's on a different episode and you're like, wait, have you seen this part yet?
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
I actually like that point. I think weekly would be a really cool way to release stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Life is Strange is like the only game series I know out there doing kind of a Telltale-ish thing. And even
Right.
that's Telltale, right?
Yeah, where
I'm
it's
just
like
surprised there
narrative
hasn't been
dialogue.
somebody that filled in. Yeah, just like really focused on narrative and a little bit of walking around, a little bit of exploration, dialogue. But nobody stepped in to kind of fill that, and it just did seem like a future genre when Walking Dead was out, and it's just not. I'm wondering what's going on with that because it works on phones as well as consoles.
Yeah.
Like
Well, it was also because it was hit or miss. Like Walking Dead was amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Tales for the Borderlands. But then there were a lot of misses in between, like Game of Thrones. What the hell was that?
Yeah, not great.
Game of Thrones, I think
special trees.
I think it
we're
would've
never
been-
going to find out what's so special about the trees. What about the grove?
Game
We
of
need
Thrones would
closure.
have been better if they didn't use the cast from the show, I think. If they just did an original story with original
had a
characters.
Well, they
bunch
had
of
original. Yeah, they had original
Right.
characters.
Yeah,
Like
but
cameos.
just focus
yeah,
on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
We'll never know.
LCG Entertainment, Liquid Crystal Gaming, was able to buy the Telltale, IP and name for probably a good price. But I have to imagine that they think there's some sort of opportunity there in the market to create these types of games.
Well, we got a quote on that.
We do. I don't have the quote with me.
But the
they said yes.
summarization.
But yes, there is an opportunity cost there that if they picked up Telltale for a competitive price, a lot of people seem to really associate Telltale with a certain genre of things, and if you can find the way to make games for a price that people are willing to buy, and enough people buy them, then you're business, right? You basically make a profit, right?
But that's,
so
Yeah.
okay.
that's just
I mean, we had a source who used to work at former Telltale, who effectively told us that, like, yeah, they're very well aware of the brand and the possibility of the brand, and they were effectively just buying the brand, which makes a lot of sense. But to hear that from people who are close to it makes their motivations pretty transparent.
Yeah. Did we hear from anyone who is working for them in any sort of freelance capacity?
We
know who that is?
do know that there were former Telltale employees that got picked up by new Telltale, but as far as we've been told by our sources, it's only people in support roles, support and QA and product management. No creatives, as far as we know, have signed on with new Telltale.
Well, also, a lot of the main key creative people left before Telltale even shut down, so they've
That's
just
true.
been long gone. Like,
Yeah,
this is a
right.
sinking ship. Let's bounce out.
Yeah, the people who've made like the first season of The Walking Dead have been gone for decades, a decade.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a skeleton crew that Telltale had after their announcements and stuff?
They had
that
to
kept-
Just
finish
to
season
carry
2.
out. Yeah.
Then that was to work on Minecraft for Netflix.
Yeah. I forgot.
Do you think
There's just so many
they're still there? Is there any overlap?
Ooh, probably not. Don't quote
been
me
that
on
long.
that, but yeah, that was a year ago, and it was misreported that this like skeleton crew, when Telltale closed the first time in 2018, which is a weird sentence to say,
Yeah.
right? But when they closed in 2018, there was this belief that the skeleton crew would stay behind to finish work on The Walking Dead final season, which was only 2 episodes out at the time. But turns out they had to fulfill obligations with Netflix to complete Minecraft story mode, and afterwards presumably left.
Isn't Skybound also taking over to finish out that season?
Yeah. So The Walking Dead final season was finished by Skybound.
Yeah, that's right.
But then a lot of the Telltale games were pulled from digital stores
Yes.
after Telltale closed, right? So do we know if there's even if they don't have these IP anymore, is there a possibility that those games can resurface and be available again?
Licenses would probably have to be renegotiated.
Yeah,
Right.
that would have to go through the original license holders. So Microsoft, Marvel would have to renegotiate with new Telltale.
And if this company, that was their whole plan, was just to make those already like critically lauded games available forever, that'd be like a really good plan and noble and cool. But they didn't say anything about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they talked a lot about Batman and a lot about The Wolf Among Us. So at the very least,
Right.
What about new games or continuing those games or something more than?
I mean, the assumption is like WB is helping fund their re-emergence
Oh, I didn't think about
or
that.
this new emergence. So like they're probably just focusing on wherever the money's going to go.
Well, it's an interesting development. We will continue following new Telltale.
As it shall now be known.
yeah. And then we await for classic Telltale to come back.
Classic Telltale.
In 10 years
Telltale
from now.
classic. Yeah, it's true. All right, let's share what we've been playing. Who would like to go first?
We already talked about Aladdin.
Person with the most time on their hands.
I actually have been able to play a few games. I was able to finish Mario Maker 2's story mode. Those are very, you can play in quick bursts.
Yeah,
That's
does it
good.
get better?
What do you mean get better? You don't like it?
Well, I've already talked about this on GameScoop, but like,
Well, I don't know. I remember you saying.
well, I was just like, there's not the kind of complexity of like a Mario game, 2D levels with their secrets and
Yeah.
secret exits and like working your way around a map and stuff. It just doesn't have that. So it's like, and it doesn't have exploration. It's like all acrobatics.
Yes.
So I just, it's just, maybe I talked about this in MVC, but yeah, it was a little disappointing to me once I realized like I really missed that kind of like smart exploration stuff in Mario.
Yeah, I do think there's a lot of, there's 100 really clever levels. And I think it's interesting to sort of experience Nintendo created levels divorced from the whole quest of like, going on an adventure and saving the princess and exploring that island, I just think it's interesting to see what Nintendo comes up with when they're just creating interesting platforming levels.
And
for
the
sake of
platforming
it.
levels are like, they're like, just get to the flag. That's like the purpose of them.
Well, some of them are a little more like find
Well,
3
and stuff
keys
like
to
that,
unlock,
yeah.
to unlock the door.
There's
to the
definitely
flag.
those.
Yeah, that's true. And then I was sort of diving into the user-generated levels. I don't really know the best way to find good ones. I've just been like,
Justin's Twitter thread.
yeah, I'll have to ask Justin. He's out today. But like,
He made a whole Twitter thread about it.
well, now I have to go searching for this thread.
I'm sure
I
he
wouldn't
pinned
do that.
it.
Yeah. Too much.
I was like sorting them by most popular, and then just playing through them. And there's
He
lots of-
found,
Yeah,
he found,
I think that's what he does.
yeah.
he does creators, and he found
Oh, he does.
creators,
Oh, I see.
and like
Yeah.
he follows them, and and we kept on saying like, tell us what creators to follow. Like maybe we'll make an article.
Yeah.
And then he made a Twitter thread. God damn you, Justin.
All right, I'll have to hit up Justin about that. But then also yesterday, I actually got a nice couple hours to play Control. That was really good. We have this Baby Bjorn bouncer that we can put our son in, and then he sits in it, and you can sort of bounce him with your foot
Nice.
while you play.
Do you just
Do
forget
you
when
bounce
it gets
more
tense?
rapidly when
Yeah,
it gets
and when I
tense?
start
Yeah.
shooting, yeah.
Was that made for gamers, like
Yeah,
specifically?
I
with
think
the
so.
market?
Yeah, it works
We know
out
your
really well.
hands aren't
Right.
free, so.
Does it come with RGB lighting? Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Does it connect through Bluetooth?
Rainbow
Your controller?
pulsing.
No, it's not all analog. All analog.
Classic.
And
I've been playing that too.
I like Control so far.
I like it a lot.
It's weird
creepy.
and confusing, and I didn't know if it's because like I wasn't like following all the preview coverage, so I didn't know if just
I've
going
been
into
in-
it. I was like, all right, I don't know who I
What
am
this
or
thing's
what's
gonna be.
going on, but I'm just gonna shoot these weird monster ghost things. And
Yeah. I know I like Remedy, so
Yeah.
I tried to kind of, I knew like what the general, synopsis was, but I didn't want to look at any preview coverage either, just because it's the kind of game that going into it, it's all about mystery and discovering that. So
it's got like what's the weird TV show that you like?
Lost.
Nope, the other one.
I don't like Lost.
The other one.
Dark.
Nope, the other one. There's a
a
murder.
recent one.
Babylon Berlin.
There's a murder. A young girl is murdered. Twin Peaks.
Doesn't seem like something I'd watch.
Not a recent one.
It has a little bit of a weird Twin
cool.
Peaks. It's like Twin Peaks and X Files.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I actually did preview Control a couple months back, and I feel like I can talk about it now that
Yeah.
the game's out, right?
Yes.
But they had a really cool, like the demo people had this really like fun thing where they gave me like a map, right, with like markings on them with markers like, oh, check this out, this is cool, check this out, this is cool. And then they had one section that said, do not go, work in progress, right? And they put it there, and I followed the rules. I didn't go there. And then they're like, hey, have you tried this one place? And I was like,
Oh, they expected you to go
they
there
expected
anyway.
me
It was
to
a
like
trick.
break
Yeah.
the rules, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you should go there. But I was like, it says do not go there. And they're like,
That's
no,
great.
don't go there. And I'm like, okay. So it's like a secret little area and stuff like that. But I never would have found it because I don't break the rules now.
Well, it's sort of a labyrinth on its own anyway, and then like the kind of environments change when you get to the control points.
Yeah.
But I found it to be pretty creepy because you can. So when you're in like a bit of a safe zone, your gun will be holstered and you can't pull it out. But
Yeah.
then once you get to it, when you open a door and you get to a level where there are going to be those hiss characters, your gun
I think
it
they're called
becomes
the Fizz.
Sometimes they're a fizz. But yeah, you're able to pull your gun out, and it's kind of like the boss music starting on,
Yeah.
where it sort of raises some tension.
Yeah.
Also, the bathrooms freak me out.
Why?
I'm only 2 hours in. Have you gone into
like
the
2 hours-
bathroom?
Yeah, but there's not really usually anything in.
I know, but one of these days there's gonna
there's
be, and I'm gonna
can open-
hate
That
it.
works in games.
You can
Also,
open up the
it's
stall
darker,
doors.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. And there's always one stall door that's closed,
the
and
one
it's
stall door.
always darker in there. I'm telling you.
Sometimes there's a joke thing in the toilet.
You know, always.
What's up with game bathrooms, man?
Yeah.
It's always so tense.
I always want to use the sink, and like 9 times out of 10, you can't.
Yeah. Or when you use it, it has a creepy like turn on sound. And it's like, whoa.
in Bioshock Infinite, you can. Oh, there's a grapefruit in the toilet.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
That was totally. Yeah.
So Sam, you're not playing Control?
No,
yet?
I actually installed it remotely last night, and I'm going to play it.
I think you'll like it. I think it.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's.
There's like 5 games that came out this week.
I know. All of a sudden,
Like,
there's
wade through those is tough.
good stuff to play. Is it started? Has the fall gaming season
Oh, yeah.
begun?
Oh, totally.
Mostly, yeah. I guess Control. Yeah, because Monday it was what Ancestors, Control, and Astral
I
Chain
know.
reviews that hit.
But Astral Chain was a big hit. He's
Yeah.
laughing at Ancestors.
I'm saying it's the start, not that it's the helmet.
I'll back you up on this. Like I was like, there's the 5 games this week, basically that we reviewed, and a lot of them were really good.
World of Warcraft Classic.
Yeah, and World of
too.
Warcraft Classic on top of all
What was
that.
the 5th one?
I wasn't counting.
You said 5.
Blair Witch.
That was 5.
I can
that's
keep on
tomorrow.
coming. I know. I can keep
that's fair.
coming up with
Did Blair
games.
Witch get a good review?
I don't know.
We're reviewing it tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, we have the first
Stay tuned.
15 minutes up today.
Wow. Okay.
And then
And we did a
in
Halloween
like
scare.
a scant 2 weeks, it's Monster Hunter,
Borderlands.
Gears, and Borderlands will all be out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Borderlands. Oh man, what are you gonna do though?
I'm gonna
You
play.
personally.
I'm gonna put him in his baby Bjorn and bounce him.
In
Like
the
Control
office?
with one hand and Borderlands 3 with the other.
Yeah. Although I will say with Control, that my first moment as a parent where a video game gave me pause, and like I've said on the show, I'm not like squeamish. I'm actually a big fan of like fake
You're a gorehound.
violence and gore. I find that very entertaining. But like in Control, I've got my son there, and I'm like all of a sudden there's like shooting and all these gunshot sounds, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I just had to think about like, should I be worried that there's all these
And
gunshots
just
happening?
as
Like,
loud audio,
I don't know.
right?
He can't even like look at you.
I know,
right
but it's
now,
just like
so-
now I guess I just have to be like aware of it.
It's kind of like the cussing thing. Like you can only cuss for a certain amount of months,
Yeah,
and
you
then
can
after
cuss.
a while they'll start to pick up on it. So right now you're fine.
Okay.
At a point in time, you might have to do the like one headset off thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing too.
Did you watch The Boys?
Yeah,
Dude, the gore in that is crazy.
I know. It's
It's a shocking show.
There's no games
Boys
that
is-
do gore like
I liked The Boys, and I'm so glad that it was 8 episodes long. That was
Me
like such a
too.
Yeah,
good
it was
length.
perfect,
Like,
yeah.
don't drag it out.
And
Just
the whole
like-
cliffhanger thing was like so.
cliffhanger.
Yeah.
very comic book cliffhanger
Yeah.
level of time.
Yeah.
We recommend that show. It sounds
Boys.
like.
Highly.
Games recommend.
But Control, have you experienced any frame rate dips? Because people have been complaining about that.
I don't think so. No.
When I pause and reload,
I'm on PS4.
it always stutters. Me too. It's a PS4 specific issue, apparently.
There is a stutter when I unpause.
When you unpause, yeah.
The screen goes black for 1 second and then comes.
Yeah, but and it'll still like be choppy for like 5 seconds.
Oh, like if you're in action.
I haven't noticed that.
No, not even. I'll just pause like right before I go into
just
somewhere.
chops back into it,
And it chops back into it. Yeah.
Sometimes when I bring up the map, it doesn't bring up the whole outline, just the names of locations.
Weird. I haven't seen that one yet.
That's frustrating.
Yeah.
Just close and open it.
Yeah.
Jonathan reviewed it for us and said that he experienced some frame rate issues too, but that it wasn't super glaring. I don't know. We'll see. I still like it.
Control. Yeah. Like it so far. Stan's going to jump in. Anybody, what else have you been playing? Anything?
Yeah, I've been still making my way through Fire Emblem Three Houses.
There you go.
Same.
Golden Deer for life. You know.
No.
No.
I like the
Wow,
the
this sucks.
The Black House? What's
Black
that?
Eagles.
Black Eagles. Yeah.
Well, I'm
We
not.
like them so much we forgot the name.
No, it's good. I'm having a good time. I love all my students. They're great and wonderful children, and I want them to grow up to be powerful, strong soldiers.
I have some
so
lame
many-
kids.
Yeah, there's so many. I was going to say there's so many like annoying, whiny ones too.
That's why Golden Deer is the best. We only have one annoying kid.
Yeah, but you interface with all of them.
Yeah.
What's
When I
your
start
one?
a mission, I leave the losers behind. I don't even take them because I don't have enough people.
Oh, I still
So
train them.
I only
You
did-
have to train them.
I just
I
I'm
expect
over
better.
it. Like if you can take 8, I always take 6. It's
Yeah, but they could be like fodder for death though.
Yeah.
While they distract as bait an
there's
enemy.
permadeath.
Yeah, but if you don't like
if you don't
them
like
that
'em,
much,
That's a good point.
Just throw him to the wolves.
I would never.
except that one annoying kid.
Except no, he's actually become my best cavalier. Weirdly enough, like he sucked in the offset.
Yeah, there might be redemption
Yeah,
arcs. You
then
make your
he-
own redemption arcs
Right.
in Fire Emblem.
Turns out all he needed to be like a good student was a horse. Like that's all he needed. He was a bad everything.
Don't
else.
we all?
So I went into this game thinking like there's way too much bullshit in it, and now I only like the bullshit.
Really?
Yeah,
Like
Just
what?
all the talking.
Like
yeah.
the fishing?
I'm like tired of Fire Emblem. Like I've played there's the last Fire Emblem had 3 Fire Emblems in it.
Yeah.
Like I've played like these top down strategy games enough. Like and there's all the same classes. It's a little bit different. There's some distance attacks and stuff. But like man, I'm just tired of it. So like I like walking around the university and talking to people and going on tea dates and stuff. It's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's not enough to keep me playing because I'm just fatigued on Fire Emblem battles.
I like our main leader in Black Eagles. I forget her name.
Adel something? Is
I don't know.
Edelweiss.
Yeah,
that who you're talking about?
I guess so.
Edelgard.
The blonde leader.
Edelgard.
The noble. Yes, exactly. Edelgard. That's right. She's great.
I still haven't checked out
She's really cool.
Fire Emblem, but I'm sure I'll have to for Game of the Year consideration since it's been scored so highly.
Yeah, there's fun characters in it too.
Yeah, it's
they
not
did good localization, so like the jokes carry over and there's good dialogue. So it's
Yeah.
good.
Then Tina, anything on your travels? Did you play on
Fire Emblem.
Just Fire Emblem?
Yeah, it's been that and now Control. I had another thing about Control.
What?
Go for it.
So because I'm a little
You're out of
obsessed
control.
I know. I'm a little obsessed with it right now. I normally, the first thing that I do before I load up a game is I'll go into the settings and I immediately do music down to about 70 and then sound effects down to about 80, 85.
You do this with every game?
Every game.
wow.
And then dialogue way up.
Okay, yeah. I was
Yeah,
going to say
that's at 100.
Those are the three things.
Those are
Sound
the three
effects
things
and
that you
music.
can change. Yeah. So it's always music much lower than anything else, then sound effects, then dialogue. Because that's my priority of things that I want to hear. But in this case, I might put music up and dip down sound effects because the hiss chatter is so freaky, especially just before the first boss. Did you make it to the first boss?
to the first
Okay, so I'm right at the first boss. But just before the first boss, like they do this constant like chanting chatter and it's nonstop. And you have to think about like if you're just wandering around looking for loot, they wrote enough dialogue for that thing and I didn't hear it loop or anything. So they wrote enough dialogue and had somebody like voice that out and it's incredibly creepy. You remember it?
Very cool.
Like
I don't
you
remember
can
that.
hear words in it?
Oh yeah, they like and they ramble for a very long time, and I should have written it down.
Are you playing with subtitles?
I am, but they don't do subtitles for this one.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm playing with subtitles, and there's some like cutscenes that just sound like gibberish, but then they spell everything out in subtitles.
Yeah, those are when you're talking to the former.
Director.
Yeah, exactly. And when the like pyramid thing comes down, but this one they don't do subtitles for. And maybe it's because my music is so low that I can hear it so clearly. So I think I may need to flip them.
Cool. I might actually do that then because I kind of want to hear the creepiness.
It's really creepy, and it's actually pretty well done. Too well done.
That's a good tip.
Too well done.
That's a scoop.
My back
Real
of the box
scoop,
quote.
Tim.
Too well done, IGN. All right, well, that's about going to wrap up all of our scoops for this week, but we're going to do video game 20 questions, and our suggestion comes from Christian. What's his name? Christian from Chicago, and I've got this. Oh, that was the wrong cue. Sorry. I love this music cue.
Ooh, tense.
No, it's really good.
You make some hiss sounds in the background?
It's not even that. I you know what? I'm gonna rehearse it for the next game, Scoop.
What do they sound like?
I'm creepy.
You can't
They ramble.
You can't do an impression?
I need like dialogue because there's a lot of dialogue they ramble through, but it's basically like if I'm talking like this and I'm really nervous about something and then something coming up in the meeting and it's just like
So it's not even alien sounding or anything.
Yeah, no, it's just very
Crazy
it's
sound.
rambly and crazy and intense. Yeah, and you feel like you're about to find this intense. Sorry.
Christian from Chicago. Let's.
Is this Blaster Master?
That's Top Gun.
Top Gun. Oh yeah, it's just the theme from Top Gun, of course. Yeah.
Let the questioning begin.
Where is he from?
Chicago.
That's not
Is
a
that
question.
one of them?
So, what would someone from Chicago like?
Yeah.
Is there snow in this game?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good question.
Is there snow in this game? Yes.
Oh,
Nailed it.
nice.
And he knew that really fast. Too. So
yeah.
that's a,
So it's got to be prominent.
Is it on the PS4?
there's an ice level. That's such a good question.
This is a PS4 game? No.
Is this is this from before the year 2000?
Yes.
Oh, I'm out. I don't know any games.
Is it part of a series?
Yes.
I just realized I'm counting along with Daemon because I rehearsed from the last time.
Oh yeah, you had to do the
Yeah.
fingers. I remember I did that. Is there? Is this from after before 1990?
No. That's 5.
Between
so
90 and 2000.
Yeah. And it's part of a series.
They have 3D graphics.
Yes.
Was this on the Nintendo 64?
Yes.
SSX Tricky?
You can't guess yet. Is it a sports game?
No, not a sports game.
There you go.
Can I guess?
You want to guess
Wait,
the
wait.
game?
She said I can't guess.
You can, but you lose if you guess wrong.
I thought you had it. I was like, what?
We're just checking the rules.
Okay. Can you shoot in this game?
No shooting.
Ooh.
No shooting in this game.
Is this a sports game?
I asked that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, he said
I was
no.
laughing at my own joke. Sorry, I didn't hear.
I was trying to clarify for you because SSX Tricky counts as sports games, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Wait, what was the question? Yeah, sports game. But we already got that.
Yeah, we already got that. Yeah.
Is this a sports game?
Sam's out.
That's why it's good for Sam. This is why it's good for Sam to be the comic relief.
Yeah.
When you're the host,
That's not normally my role.
You don't get to.
Yeah,
do these
exactly.
kind of things.
Is Sam serious?
Is it
Serious
Serious Sam?
What is that?
You can't shoot.
It's a Duke Nukem knockoff.
Oh, really?
Okay, part of a series between 90 and 2000.
Yeah, but there's no shooting.
No shooting.
Nope.
3D and 64.
Is it a platformer?
No.
Oh.
That's 10.
What? But there's snow?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
Would you say this is a shooter?
No, he asked about, do you shoot guns? Are you just trolling now? And always.
Okay. I know.
I had a question.
I know, like,
Silence. Deafening silence.
I'm just waiting for somebody else to ask a real question.
You can ask a real question.
Okay. Was this also out on other consoles?
I was thinking about that.
Not this one.
oh yeah, 'cause it's
What?
more of a
Oh,
series.
so yeah, not this title.
I mean, if it was a shooter, it'd be Perfect Dark. This is annoying.
But it's not a shooter. So
So this was just N64, but part of a series, and it didn't come to anything else. And there's snow.
do racing games count as sports games?
Yes, I think so. Oh my god, this is a big debate around
It
best
depends on the racing.
of. Yeah,
is this Mario Kart?
Yeah, it could just be Mario Kart 64.
there's snow in there.
Yeah.
Are there cars?
No.
Vehicles? What?
I was
Should
going
have
to
said-
say there's no cars.
Well, but there is in Mario Kart that level with the trucks in the cars.
There's still no
That's
cars.
true.
Okay.
Wow.
We eliminated one whole game.
Yeah, that's true. Also SS Extra.
Yeah, but there's still no cars. Is this? Are there planes?
No.
Should we go for train?
But I thought that's what I think it's the Diddy Kong racing game.
What do you mean? You think that's what?
I think carts count as cars.
Are there
Well,
carts?
you said there's not cars anyway.
I
And
know,
not
but
planes.
but it like,
No, I
but he
think
had a
it's-
look
Diddy
on his
Kong
face.
is like you're on little aeroplanes, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't know how Diddy Kong racing works. I think it's dumb. I refuse to play that game or research it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is this part of the Donkey
it?
Kong series?
No.
Okay.
There you go.
How many questions do we have left?
Is this
6 questions left.
was this
boy.
game developed by Nintendo?
No. That's 15.
Oh, I was
That's
completely
so
thinking.
long ago.
Yeah,
It's,
we should have.
made by a North American developer?
No.
So it's probably a Japanese or a European game.
Yeah.
I feel like we should narrow
Oh,
down
man.
genre or something. How many we have left? 5?
Well, it's not sports.
Lost music.
Well, it's not a sports game or a shooter, so
Yeah, and not a platformer.
not a platformer. What else is?
And
Not
not
much. We have like kind of adventure exploration games, puzzle games.
puzzle games, yeah. Or something out of the left field.
I was gonna ask about like characters. Like, do you play as a human? Is like a fun one, but I don't know if that
Right.
Are there?
Yeah,
Well, if he says no, then we know it's like a mascot game where you're playing.
that's true.
What is it? Zelda, right?
Hmm?
There's snow in Zelda, no shooting.
It's developed by Nintendo.
Oh.
Do you play as a human in this game?
Yes.
Darn it! One of those human games.
Well, we also now know that you play as one character. Probably.
It could still be a Rare developed game. Or do we eliminate? I mean, they're all shooters though from Rare from that era.
Yeah.
Not platformer either.
Yeah, platformers and shooters is really what they had. We just need to name every game in the Nintendo 64 library that we know now, and then we're going to ask if we mentioned it.
That'll help.
That's the hack.
Will it help?
It
Because there'll
absolutely
still
is
be a
helped
bunch of
before.
them.
We,
We
asked
have to
you
name
that
everyone.
the
Yeah.
last 20 questions.
But you should name games that fit the criteria.
I
just
don't
name
know
it.
Well,
any.
yeah.
That's the
exactly.
problem.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Let's see. We can ask about. It would be nice to have the genre or the developer, but I don't know if we're going to get there with enough questions left. So, what about asking about like setting or
Reception.
sci-fi? If it's a sci-fi, yeah, if well received. That's actually.
Well, I guess
If it's
we're
licensed?
kind of glossing over the fact that it's part of a series too.
Yeah.
all I can think of is the snow level. It's just all I can think of.
Yeah, I know the snow thing is stuck in my head too.
Wait, we know it's part of a series.
Yeah, but it was one that wasn't on any other console, so it has to.
You could
be,
say, is the series still around? Like, is there
Oh,
a game
yeah.
in this series on this contemporary systems? Is that a good one?
Yeah.
All right. Is there a game
What
on
he
the
said.
contemporary systems that's part of this series?
Okay, he either doesn't know, or it's a very complicated thing where maybe the mascot or
Can you list
the
all?
mashup.
Can you list contemporary systems? What you think is contemporary?
PS4, Xbox One, Switch,
PC.
PC.
Oh, like PC with a modern graphics card.
Yeah.
An
I-
iPhone.
I
iPhone.
think there's a modern entrance in this series, and if not, it's only one generation away.
Huh.
Okay, so Xbox 360 and PS3.
I'm sure there's something on the Wii U or Switch.
You have one question left, and then
okay.
Oh,
Well,
man.
great.
I don't think we're getting it. I don't even know what to ask anymore.
What if it's like
I guess it could be an RPG. We never even thought about that.
there's just so few RPGs. There's like Mega Man Legacy or Legends. There's
It could be a Final Fantasy thing.
Quest
No.
64. Final Fantasy ditched Nintendo at the time,
Yeah.
so there's nothing for them. But it could be. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what it would be. I bet it's like
What RPGs are on N64 anyway?
we didn't go for shooters at all. Damon always picks shooters. Well,
Was
But it's not a shooter.
well, top-down space shooters.
I don't know if that.
But we already know you do not shoot in this game.
Oh, did
Yeah.
we say it that way? We didn't say a gun or whatever?
No.
No.
Okay.
Well, it's the same thing, I assume.
Well, a spaceship can shoot from like its laser array or whatever.
Doesn't that count as a gun?
The big gun.
I don't know. Does that count as a gun?
Yeah, I would count that.
Yeah.
A laser
It's like
array?
a mounted
Yeah.
gun.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, scoop. We won. I don't know where to go with this. I mean,
I-
you can ask if it was critically well received, and if it wasn't, we can make
Is it an
funny.
RPG?
Is it an RPG?
It is no, it's not an RPG.
Not an RPG.
Not
So it
an
has some
RPG.
elements of like leveling or something.
So it's a fighting
Not
game?
leveling, maybe some abilities. Oh, I guess so.
Shall I reveal it, or
3D.
do we have a guess?
Do you think we're going to get it if we guess?
I don't think we are.
Here's how about this? If you had asked the hack, the answer would have been no. You have not mentioned the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get it. Just reveal it.
Yeah, what is it?
All right, 1999,
Okay. Okay. Keep going.
part of a series. The developer's no longer in business, but it was published by Natsume. And what is Natsume's?
Oh, Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon 64.
Oh, I was never going to get that.
The seasons bring the snow.
I would have gone RPG with. No, it's hard to say though.
I don't think it's an RPG.
Like a
Yeah.
sim.
He's a farming sim.
If we had 20 more questions, maybe.
you had
Also, I
Welcome to
don't
40 questions.
I definitely don't associate Harvest Moon with the 64 either.
Yeah, not at all.
that was-
That's why I was never going to get there.
I think it's only the second one after Super Nintendo.
So wait, what's the modern version?
I think they're still making them. So it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
a
like,
bunch of them
There's
on,
like a Friends of
3DS.
Mineral Town series.
yeah,
Right.
probably a 3DS
Yeah.
Right.
at least. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. 3DS.
Forget about that one sometimes.
Harvest Moon.
We didn't mention it in our list.
For some reason, my brain kept latching onto Ape Escape for some weird reason, and I'm like,
The
that's
snow level.
There's
yeah, the
There's
snow
snow levels
level
in it?
exactly, and that's like that's a PlayStation series, but
Ooh, that was a good one.
That was a
That
good
was
one.
tough.
yeah, it was.
Have
I
we
wanted
lost?
New Ape Escape?
Well, didn't
Twice
you lose?
now?
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
But you got Destiny.
Yeah, and like 8 questions. We've had it twice before, and it was CJ.
Wait,
there was
oh,
like no chance we weren't going to get it.
And then last week was Saboteur again.
Yeah.
Who did you pick that?
I picked that one.
That's a really
When was the last time we had it on?
It must have been a long time.
Yeah.
last year. Maybe.
I felt like that was such a new thing.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I think it was like 4 years ago or something.
Was it that long? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you play that?
Well, I stumped him.
I remember playing some of it. Yeah, but
was
not
pretty
much.
good.
So
Yeah.
if Damon would have been on, he would have gotten it.
Would you have, you think? Did you listen through the 20 questions?
No, I did not listen through it. No, I skimmed those.
You don't want to test yourself?
I should have tested myself, but got other obligations now, other responsibilities.
Yeah, but this can be.
How long are you going to use that one
Second.
for, Damon?
Although I guess I could just bounce them in there while I listen.
Exactly.
That's easy enough to
Get
do.
the baby behind.
Yeah. Damon needs to find his time in his life for podcasts. And maybe this is the time to
Yeah,
set and figure
actually,
it out.
maybe
Remember
now
that this was your original baby.
this GameScoop is my original baby. That's true.
That's a good point.
Need to keep
good
my
point, Tita.
priorities straight. But I will be back in the office next week, back to host
kidding.
GameScoop again next week. So nicely job, Christian from Chicago, on stumping the crew. That is all the scoops that
They're not supposed to stump us. They don't win.
He won
Oh, I'm
with
sure. I'm
satisfaction.
sure. Yeah.
Start giving out stuff.
I think we should give out prizes.
What if we
if
give
they
out like a thing where we just like send them a nice tweet?
The shovel
win.
knight
Nice
thing.
tweet.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah.
Sure. All right. So you're going to head up
Nicely
sending
tweet.
Christian from Chicago a nice tweet.
Nicely tweeted.
Send me your Twitter address and the Facebook group just to make this complicated. You can add me. It's fine.
Or just email us, write your
I'm not joking right now.
All Christians from
write
Chicago.
your Twitter name down on in an envelope and mail that to us.
If you win 20 questions from here on out and you at me, I'll make sure one of us responds to you.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. That's fair.
That's your reward.
Okay.
My goal is to play more than 2 hours of games before the next episode of GameScoop next week.
Me too.
We'll see if I can, so if I can do that. All right. Thank you.
What, 24 hours?
Well, I said more than 2 hours.
Okay.
More than 24 hours. Yeah.
That I'm not going to be able to do. That is all the scoops we have for this week. Remember, you can always reach us at the email address, gamescoop@ign.com. It works again because I'm checking it.
You heard that.
Way to rub that in.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Tina. My name is Damon. This is IGN Gamescoop, and we're out.